Hey, what's up, everybody? You know, last night I did the video about, which was entitled, "It Does Not Surprise Me at All." Basically talking about the whole situation with WWE right now with the main event storyline. And I talked about how a lot of fans are starting to tune out, slowly starting to tune out Raw and SmackDown, or slowly starting to tune out certain parts of Raw and SmackDown, with a few exceptions. Well, I also addressed that it doesn't surprise me. Well, it surprised me a little bit, but not really. But when I think about it, it really shouldn't surprise anybody. But apparently, like I said in that video, because basically what I've been saying, the fact that people are tuning out the product and stuff, unless something else happens that's going to change their minds. Basically, a lot of customers, 24 hours, basically 24 hours later, were demanding refunds for Night of Champions. And the reason for it was due to the fact that the following night on Raw, basically they thought they were going to get what they saw at the ending of Night of Champions. They thought they were going to have Daniel Bryan come out and celebrate being champion, right? He had the yes plates on the side of the belt and everything. But what pissed them off was the fact that Daniel Bryan didn't even have time to celebrate, and out comes Triple H, and along with the help of Randy Orton RKOing him, basically strips Daniel Bryan and holds the title up as vacant. Now, the match has been signed for Battleground. It will be Daniel Bryan and Orton for the championship, and possibly an Iron Man match. That's the stipulation being rumored about. An Iron Man match. Now, with that being rumored about, between the two, for that moment, for that time, if you will, right now WWE has a few weeks to think whether or not they're going to make the right choice, because the rumor is with the Iron Man match decision, with the possible Iron Man match stipulation being added on for Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton, depending whether it's 30 or 60 minutes, the outcome is possibly going to be another bad decision if WWE goes in this direction. But according to reports, and you can even find out from Sean's View Entertainment, basically the report is the Iron Man match stipulation is going to be added in so that at the end of the 30 or 60 minutes, there will be no decisive winner. In other words, there will be an indecisive winner. For example, both men could have one or two falls each, and just as one is probably going to go for that, and just as soon as one is about to get that third fall, by submission or pinfall, that's when the time runs out, and thus it's a draw and the title remains vacant until at least Hell in the Cell, where they plan to have, according to speculation right now, rumor, they plan to have a decisive winner determined. Now, with that said, getting back to customers wanting refunds for the ending of Night of Champions basically being ripped away from them the following night, WWE issued a statement basically saying something along the lines of, they were basically sorry fans didn't like the continuing storyline. Excuse me for a second. sorry about that. I had to put the bird in the room. He was going to make some noise while I'm doing this. But WWE basically issued a statement, from what I understand, that goes along, something along the lines of, if I can find it here, but basically goes along the lines of that they're sorry fans, it's, again, I gotta look for it. I'll go to wrestling, or Wrestles, here we go, PW Torch might have it. But basically WWE issued a statement basically saying they were sorry fans didn't like the outcome of the continuing storyline at Night of Champions. But hope, that we're basically saying that hope, the 3 other hours, the near 3 hours was exciting for them, if you will. I'm trying to see if there's any news here. I know there's got to be some news. But anyway, like I said, WWE basically apologized for, fans not being happy with the decision on Raw that affected the outcome of the previous Night of Night of Champions, but hope that the rest of the pay-per-view was worth the ordering. Basically, hoping it was worth what they paid for. And again, I look at that. I look at that and I say, I look at that and I say to myself, I'm trying to find here. I'm trying to find it. It says it here. But basically, that kind of surprises me that WWE's, well, I guess it shouldn't really surprise anybody that WWE comes out and says that. Tries to apologize for what they did, basically for fans not, being happy with the continuation of the storyline, of the main event storyline. Let me explain something for WWE to understand. It's not that fans aren't satisfied with the continuing storyline. They were hoping that you were going to follow through on finally giving Daniel Bryan the championship for at least a couple of weeks. That was the deal. They were hoping you weren't going to pull the crap you were going to pull, even though they probably had a feeling you would. And you see what's going on, and I think WWE needs to wake up and realize this. Is this an old saying that people talk with their wallets, talk with the money? Well, guess what? People aren't going to be talking anymore with the money when it comes to your pay-per-views if you keep pulling the crap that you pulled. And I think that's what they need to understand. They need to understand fans want to give them the money. Fans want to order the pay-per-views. They want to continue supporting them even beyond needing support that they don't really need, but they want to continue supporting the product and saying, hey, WWE's not as bad as you think it is. But they want the WWE to wake up and go like, okay, let's give him Daniel Bryan as the champion and see what happens. I mean, basically, this is what they would want. Basically, this is what they would want at Battleground. They would want Daniel Bryan to win the possible Iron Man match and at least hold the title till Hell in a Cell, then you can let him drop it. That way you could say, hey, Daniel Bryan had at least almost a month-long title reign. You know what I'm saying? trying to see. I know this. I know Wrestling Inc. might have it. But anyway, like I said, they basically apologized, for fans not being happy for what happened on Raw, because it basically contracted what happened the following night at the end of Night of Champions. They apologized for that, and basically they said, okay, we're sorry for you not liking this continuation, but we hope the rest of the 3 hours of Battleground were worth it. Johnny Steele, we'll see here. Again, though, that's basically what WWE said, and you can look it up at. You can look it up at WrestlingZone.com, I think. But like I said, basically WWE is trying to apologize for fans not being satisfied with the outcome that continues for what happened on Raw. That's continuing the storyline, but hope that the rest of the 3 hours of Battleground, at least near it, were worth the $45 or $55. And again, it's not that they don't want to go out and order a pay-per-view if they know it's going to be new, if they know it's going to be good, if it's going to be decent. It's not that they don't want to go out and support the product. What WWE has to understand and realize is they want to support the product. They do. They want to continue ordering pay-per-views, but they don't want to have to continue dealing with the crap that constantly gets tossed away. It's like, basically, if you're WWE, you're just saying to the fans, hey, screw what you want, we're going to give ourselves what we want. And to me, it's like, to me, it's like WWE needs to wake up and realize that, and I said this last night, this could be the start of something that's going to have a rippling effect on the rest of the pay-per-views if they continue this kind of, they continue in this direction, because it's not going to be good. I guarantee it. So, basically, to kind of shorten this video before it gets any longer, basically the update on the Daniel Bryan Randy Orton feud is they're going to have a possible Iron Man match at Battleground. We don't know if it's 30 or 60 minutes. With the speculation and rumor that the finish is going to be an indecisive finish, which will have basically a conclusion at Hell in a Cell. As well as WWE, as well as letting you kind of know about WWE's response to the fans that asked for refunds from cable companies like Cox, Comcast, AT&T, Uverse, Showwest, Cablevision, Time Warner, you name it. They have all asked for refunds, and it seems that some of these companies have been giving the fans these refunds, because I think these cable companies, whether you want to think, oh, they're just wanting their money back, or they just want to try to get something for free. No, I think honestly, it's not just that. It's more along the lines of fans are trying to send a message through the cable companies to the WWE that, hey, you want us to pay for these events? You want to keep our money? You don't want us to take it back? You give us what we want. So, and again, WWE, like I said, issued the response apologizing for fans not being happy with the continuation of the storyline because of what happened on Raw, basically contracting what happened at the end of Night of Champions, but hoped that the rest of the pay-per-view was worth it. So, or made up for it. So, that's basically what's going on as far as the whole Daniel Bryan, Randy Orton, Triple H thing goes. And that's all I'm going to say. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll talk to you all later.